All right, we are the Independent 88.5 FM here in Southern California. This is incredible right now because we've done a lot of these Zoom interviews and it's usually just the DJ and one other person. But now we got the whole band on the screen, which is so super cool. Girl Friday is here with us. How is everybody?
Oof. You know, right now, I'm feeling good. It's good to see everyone. I did also just wake up, Vera. Yours is more maybe socially acceptable because it's 8:30 in the morning where you are, 1:30 p.m. here. But
yeah, we should mention everybody's in Los Angeles except for Vera, who is in New Zealand right now.
Yeah. It's my dad's birthday, so I just woke him up with a panard, which is what we call tea in Wales. But so I've got myself a panard as well.
Incredible. Well, thanks, and
important information.
Everybody else is in Los Angeles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, in and around Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. No, that's part of the magic.
I love how vague that is.
No, she was just telling us off the air that you did a hike and you got stung by a bee.
Yeah, just went up to this lake. Not lake. I guess it was like a river and a waterfall, and now I have mosquito bites all over my body.
But worth it.
It's worth it. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a nice escape.
So I got to tell you, we had our bags packed and our boarding passes ready to go to South by. And then obviously it got canceled. We had like 6 bands at the convention center. We've been hosting a stage out in Austin for like several years now. It's pretty cool because we have our own stage. And then on the following day, it's usually all these other public radio stations working together. But I'll take it, you know. And Girl Friday was supposed to finish off the day, and I was so super excited. We have a good dialogue going always with your label, so you all should know that they're working pretty hard for you. But we had to cancel South by, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah.
Have you? I mean, Vera is in New Zealand, and there's a lot of bands who we've talked to lately who have taken to the internet to do live stream performances. Has this band been able to do that at all?
We have not.
Where's Virginia?
Do you not see her?
Oh.
She's in the
music school. Oh, what's up, Virginia? Okay, sorry, you keep going.
I don't even remember. Oh, what was I even saying?
Live streaming.
Live stream, yeah. We have not yet. We're thinking about it. We thought it'd be fun to do a weird cover or something. And then every time we thought about how there are 3 of us in one place and then Vera in another, it just became too daunting too quickly. We didn't even try very hard past that point. And then, of course, the past couple weeks have been kind of just completely priorities shifted. What is music? It's not important right now. So we're going to probably pick that possibility up fairly soon in the future, but we have not had a chance yet.
Now, because of COVID-19 and everything, did you have to push back your release date?
Yeah.
You did, right? Yeah. So August 21st is release date, and Androgynous Mary is the record. When was the original date?
I don't remember
now. It was, I think, June 20th or something like that.
Yeah. Definitely be a July for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of bands are kind of concerned because they just released an album and they feel like it's going to be their long lost record because they're not able to tour or really promote like they normally would, you know?
Yeah. I think it sucks because like obviously for us too, it's our first one, like full length, and first experience like doing that together and stuff, and something that like the work we're probably most proud of. I mean, we're definitely most proud of so far. So I feel like that sucks, but I also do feel like everyone's going through their own individual crisis, and then obviously we have a far bigger crisis going on right now in the States and globally. And I think it's just about putting into perspective, like, okay, like my record got pushed, or like, oh, we can't tour for maybe a year, but like there's also a lot more going on, you know, and a lot more to the story. So I think like at first when we found out about South by and the record and everything, we were just like, fucking this, I mean, flipping this, like, this is awful. Like, this is the worst thing that ever happened. Everything sucks. And then after more things started happening, it was like, oh, okay. Like, this doesn't seem so bad anymore. Like,
yeah. Priorities are shifting, right?
Yeah.
God, with my job here, public radio has taken such a hit, and the normal model of like fundraising and pledge drives and stuff is just out the window, and you see it in the industry trades every day. You know, people are getting laid off. It's not just my industry, it's freaking everywhere, you know. So a little added pressure for us is like save the radio station type of thing.
Right.
Just bonkers right now. I can't even, you know, begin to really explain it. So this is Girl Friday. We've played Decoration Currency on the air a little bit. We've played Headstones, and of course, Amber's Knees, A Matter of Concern. And I just watched the video for it yesterday.
Oh my God.
It's there's animation. And I imagine you all are performing in it, right? That's all you all dressed up, right?
Yeah.
Before Brett.
Yeah, that's right. At first I was like, is that Axl Rose, Use Your Illusion era, Guns N' Roses, and then the Poison
enough.
shirts and all of that. So, you know,
it's a very logical video, of course. From the song, it's a pretty much one-to-one correlation. When you hear the song, you think, what is the video going to be? More Bret Michaels dancing over the sea and an animated guy in a room. No doubt. As simple as
I love
that.
it. It's very intriguing. Who came up with the concept of that?
We all kind of collectively did. I feel like it was just kind of, because we're all like the show Rock of Love, and I feel like just throughout the years throughout like past months, we've kind of like collected different like ideas for the video, and then I think it just turned into this mess that it is now. But
it seems kind of like one of those things where one day we all kind of joked about how funny would it be if we got someone to give us money to dress up as Bret Michaels and then do something crazy, and then we just never let go of that.
Yeah.
It just happened. But I don't know if I ever actually, I kind of did think we would do it, where we have a way of making things ridiculous, but I don't know how much I really thought we could achieve what became of that video.
I mean, that's so super cool though about being an artist, is to come up with something in your head and sort of bring it to fruition, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like you have the means and the avenues to make that happen, not just musically, you know. But musically, if you don't mind taking us to sort of the what's the word I'm looking for? The inception of the band. I heard that was it Vera and Libby met, and that was the first
step in the right direction.
I'm at a loss for words for some reason.
That's okay. You have a great radio voice, by the way. I just like have to say. But so pretty much it was sort of like a long time process of like coming to the form that we are now. But I guess the initial idea was a couple of years ago now. Quite a lot of years ago. What the hell? But
2017, I think.
2017, yeah. And then we had met and then started jamming, and we were jamming with someone else at the time, and then we went through like a series of drummers, and it just, the music just kept changing heaps, and then it was not until we had this 4 that it was like, oh, okay, we're all really on the same page here. And
right. And there was did you say there was a self-released, was there one EP in the past before this full length is coming out? Right.
Oh, there was
2,
really, right?
but I think there was just 2. The first one is, we've taken it down because it's really embarrassing.
But if people do enough digging, they could get their hands on at least one.
Tiny Hats. Yeah, Tiny Hats is around town.
Yeah, we have people every once in a while ask us to play songs off that, and at least for me personally, I never had to learn those songs. I was in the band after that was kind of, I think I had just joined the band when they released the EP. They had done all the work and written all the songs and all that stuff. So when I hear people ask us to play them, I always think I would love to play that for you, but I physically cannot, and I'm sorry.
So none of the previous songs on those self-released EPs made it to the full length. This is all new material.
All new, all like collaborative that we've before written together. Yeah.
It's just because I feel like when we first started, that was kind of like a completely different band, and now since we're all us four together, it's like it wouldn't make sense to kind of have those old songs, because this iteration is the one that's like been working and has been really inspiring for us. So it just made sense for all of us to kind of write, I don't know, make this whole album just about us four instead of like old material that isn't really relevant.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any favorite venues around Los Angeles that you miss hanging out at or performing at? This is a question for each and every one of you.
I kind of feel. Oh wait, you guys go.
Go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
I feel like this one isn't like a specific venue. It's more of like a house studio type of thing. But there's this venue called House of Thomasy that I really love hanging out at, and it's like they always have really good shows, and like the energy is always really wild there. I definitely want to go back there.
Yeah, we've never got to play there before.
Yeah.
But that was like one of our. Actually, I think we were kind of talking about having the album released there initially, Or we toyed with it, just because it's so fun.
Yeah.
Actually, same as Church of Fun.
Yeah, Church of Fun is great.
But we've never played there. What's your guys' favorite place to play?
Playing shows. Let me cast my mind back into what that was like.
Back in the old times.
Back in the old times, yes.
I think I remember
played.
Like,
go.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say. I think the one that I play at a lot is like Non-Plus Ultra. It changes various locations over the years, but typically it seems to improve every time it moves. But yeah, they always have like really fun decorations and good turnout.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also feel like the Hi-Hat is a good one. That was, I think the first show that we played, the four of us, was at the Hi-Hat. So that's kind of the one I always think of when I remember venues that I like. I don't honestly go out to that many shows, so my knowledge of LA venues is not actually that great. So I feel like in terms of shows that I've seen, this is maybe kind of not super fun, but I think the best shows I've seen in LA have been at the Hollywood Palladium. So I miss going there. Yeah. Not playing there yet, but
not yet.
Not yet.
I miss. I would just go to Hotel Cafe on any given night, just because I knew it would be a good hang. And I also miss the top deck, the outdoor deck at the Fonda, because you could just
that's true.
Smoke cigarettes and chill.
I'm at
Wait, is that where we saw Bikini Kill, Libby?
No, Bikini Kill was at the Palladium.
Oh.
I think the Fonda. I haven't been to the Fonda in so long. But I do like that route.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah.
Let's hope some of these venues that you mentioned are still in business, because that's another industry that's hurting right now. And it's the people who are employed, the bartenders and the servers and the security people and the front of house people. It's crazy right now. I've been telling people there's a public service announcement that we're running on the air about NEVA, National Association of Venue something like that. And I've also been telling people, like, if you want to support some of these artists, go to the website, buy the merch, buy the record. It's a little bit, but sometimes a little bit goes a long way. So this is Girl Friday. Androgynous Mary is the debut LP coming out on August 21st. I did notice that there's the Tree Fort Festival in September in Boise. Let's cross our fingers and hope that doesn't get canceled.
We will see. Yeah.
That would be a dream.
Do you all consider yourself punk rockers?
At heart. For sure.
Like
I think the spirit, you know, like I don't know. I think the music has probably developed in a different direction, maybe, but I think the spirit's there for sure.
Yeah.
Punk is an attitude.
I could tell you, I feel like we could take you and put you in CBGB in 1977 and you would fit right in, you know what I mean?
Best compliment. I love that.
And I know that you probably you guys aren't probably just listening to punk rock. I'm sure you have musical tastes that are vast, you know. Just like a lot of other artists. I think it's funny. A lot of my old punk rock friends are now doing folk music and wearing cowboy hats. And I'm sure you believe that too, because you've probably seen it.
It's absolutely true. I feel like I contain that within myself, so I understand.
We always have this like running joke that Sarah's like a Southern belle. Like there's this part of Sarah that's just like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just like in her soul.
I don't know.
And that's
my mom
okay.
was born in Alabama. What can I say?
Yeah.
Have you heard the music of Sunny War?
No.
She's great. She lives in Koreatown now, but she's had a difficult upbringing. She was raised she was a punk rocker through and through, you know, and she makes the most amazing sort of folk music that you've ever heard. But it's punk, you know, and when you think about some of these artists from back in the day, you know, Bob Dylan, for lack of a better artist to speak of, I mean, some of that stuff is punk rock with the protest songs and all of that. So the material in the new record is probably not even touching on COVID-19 or what's going on in the world right now with abuse, whatever, because it was written and recorded before that, right? But what's some of the subject matter that you touch on with Androgynous Mary?
I think what I think is kind of cool about it is the songs were collaborative between all of us, and I think you get bits and pieces of the way each of us writes within them. And so obviously going to let everyone else speak for their own bits and stuff, but I think I have consistently found it very difficult to not write about myself and my own, you know, processing of whatever's happening. Every time I've tried to write a song that's overtly political about the external world or things like that, it sounds so hokey to me, and I always feel like I'm completely faking the voice that I'm using and all this stuff. So at least for me, it's a lot of just internal processing of it. I think weirdly enough, a lot of it is pretty relevant to what's happening now, because it just feels more concentrated in doses of things that are, you know, difficult to deal with or hard to swallow, and things that we need to confront as, you know, a culture. And I think that a lot of what we've touched on is just kind of alienation and isolation, but then also having your tribe a little bit and having your people that are going to support you through that.
You mentioned writing about things that are significant to you, but isn't it amazing that in music you could write something about yourself and your experiences and the listener will relate to that, you know, to that same sort of human experience sometimes. Yeah, it's super cool.
Well, that's what I always love too, is listening to a song that sounds super specific to someone else's problem, but then thinking, that's exactly my life.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know, we could have you in studio when the dust settles and, you know, do a proper performance on the air. That would be super cool.
Awesome.
Vera, when are you due back in the United States?
Well, initially June, and then obviously things don't really seem to be improving in terms of COVID. But and then it was August, but now it's looking more like September, early September. Yeah.
Cool. And you know, as live music opportunities come my way, I'll certainly let you know. We were in the business of doing live music for our members of the station all over Southern California, different venues and stuff like that. So I'll be reaching out.
We will.
Very cool.
Yeah.
For stuff.
Oh, we love stuff.
You love stuff, right? Anything else to touch on before we kind of wrap it up here? As we tape this, I have like a backlog of several interviews, you know, so it'll be a few weeks before this like is published out in the world. But I'll definitely let you know and blow you up on socials when this does,
Thank you.
make it out there.
We appreciate that.
Cool.
Defund
Again,
the police, invest in communities.
Yeah,
Just say it.
Yeah, true. Thank you, Vera.
Take
all right.
action. Contact your council members. Email, call. There's so much you can do. It matters.
It does.
All right, you all.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so much. You guys are doing great stuff, and it's been a pleasure to be part of this little trajectory that you're on.
Thank you. That's very
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks.
Talk to you
We
soon.
appreciate your support.
nice. We do.
Yeah.
For sure. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Goodbye, everybody.
too.
Goodbye.
Bye.